Hi there, I'm Jamie. I'm the musician and one of the composers for The Red Tree, and my sign name is Jamie. And I'm joined today by Thaisa, who's going to be interpreting for me. So, we're talking about the music today. It's been a real pleasure to do the music for The Red Tree. It's been so much fun writing songs based on a book and pieces of music as well. And I also got to perform it on stage too, so it was really, really brilliant. We've tried to make music as accessible as possible for deaf audiences, and some of the ways we've done this is by having music always live in the space, so you can see the musician playing. I think that makes a really big difference. Sometimes you might know that I'm playing a fast piece of music if you can see my body moving quickly, or I might be playing something more sad and I might move slower and might reflect that it's a little bit more sad in my face expression too. We've also introduced sign song into the show whenever there's lyrics to be sung. So that's using BSL interpretation as part of the movement to really bring together the language and the music together. So it's beautiful. And we have also used creative captions. So there's lyrics are captioned at the bottom of the screen during songs, and there's also all sorts of captions throughout the show too. So it's as accessible as we can make it, which is really, really exciting. So today we're going to try and start to write our own little piece of music. My goal for us is to come up with a short little tune, maybe with some words as well, to get us started on writing our own song. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to choose some notes for our melody. Now, just before we get on to that, what are notes? So I'm playing a guitar today. That's my main instrument. And I can play lots of different notes on this instrument. Some of my notes are low sounding. And as I move along a string, those notes get higher and higher. And as I move to my smaller strings, the thinner strings, these notes get even higher again. So I can get really high on a guitar. Okay. So I'm going to choose 5 notes out of all of these notes. Just going to choose 5 to write my melody with. And I'm going to use the notes A, B, C, D, and E. You can choose any notes you like if you have an instrument that you can play notes on. Or if you don't have an instrument and you just want to use your voice, you can sing any notes you like to. If you can't access the notes, you can't hear them, or maybe you can't speak, you can try a different way of doing it. You could use rhythm instead. So rhythm is about the distance in time between 2 different sounds. So you could do this on a drum, or you can do it on a table or anything you can find, and you can just hit it to make your own rhythm. That's also music too. If you don't have a table handy or a drum, you can stomp your foot if you're able, or even do some body percussion. Now, when we are putting our piece of music together, one thing that's really important for theatre especially is to think about the mood that we're trying to get out of those notes. So I said I'm going to use the notes A, B, C, D, E. Let's see if I can play those 5 notes with some different moods, and then I'm going to do the same with some percussion as well. All right. So here's my 5 notes: A, B, C, D, E. Okay. So if I just play them in order, and play them quite slowly. I wonder what mood that might make us think about. Or what if I went backwards? I don't know what you think, but I think that sounds quite sad actually. Maybe a little bit thoughtful. What if I wanted to make it sound a little bit more exciting? Maybe I could play them faster. Maybe I could make some of the notes shorter. Okay? Adds a different energy and a different mood to the music. And we could do exactly the same thing with the percussion. So, if I wanted to play something that felt steady and calm, maybe I'd just take a nice gentle rhythm to my percussion. If I wanted to maybe feel a little bit tense or frantic, maybe I would make the rhythm a little bit erratic, a little bit different between each note, so maybe something like this. Okay. Or if I just wanted something really lively and upbeat, maybe I just have a nice upbeat feel to my piece of music. Okay. So what I want you to do is just play around with some of those ideas. Maybe choose 5 notes if you can. Or come up with your own little rhythm and try and think about what different moods you can make with the same 5 notes, or all of the same tapping sound. Okay? Brilliant. Okay, so now for a bit of inspiration, we're going to look at a page from Shaun Tan's The Red Tree. Okay? And the page we're going to look at is this one. And it says, "Then all your troubles come at once." And in this picture we can see it's very dramatic. There's lots of action going on. Big waves, big boats. And our character is in a little boat in the middle of the storm. Okay? So, the first challenge is to try and think about what mood or emotion, feelings do we get from this page in the book. Does it make you feel happy? Does it make you feel sad? Is it exciting? Is it scary? Is it a bit overwhelming? You can have a think yourself. See if you can come up with some ideas. Maybe write down some words that this page makes you feel. Okay? What we want to do next is we want to take that mood or that feeling and try and translate that into our music. So if you've chosen 5 notes like I have, you might change the order of those notes now. You might mix them up a little bit. Or you might repeat some of the same notes over and over. That's allowed. There's no rules here really. These are just ideas to give you some inspiration. You can do whatever you want really. You can choose more than 5 notes if you really want to. So we're going to try and take that mood and change the order of our notes to suit that mood. Or if you're doing the rhythm approach, try and come up with a rhythm that you think really helps to describe that scene. Okay? So I think, for me, I'm going to take my 5 notes and I'm going to try and make them exciting There's definitely a lot of exciting energy going on here for me. And a little bit scary maybe as well. So maybe I can try and make an exciting but scary 5 notes. Let's see what I can come up with. Okay. So I've got my A, B, C, D, E. Let's try that again. I've just come up with this little order. I think I could put like a nice driving rhythm to it, which would make it exciting for the storm, but also it's using these notes in a way which it feels like it's going somewhere, but it's a little bit scary at the same time, I think. I don't know. What do you think? If you're doing a rhythm approach, you can, there's loads of options here. You could try and replicate the sound of the storm or the constant movement of the storm. So maybe like the waves crashing. So it could be something like getting faster and louder, that type of thing. Or maybe you want a constant rhythm. Totally up to you. Have a play around, see what you can come up with. Okay? Bro. Your melody or your rhythm, it doesn't need to be complicated. Keep it simple. Most songs only use a few notes that are close to each other. They don't tend to jump about too much. So simple is actually really, really good. If you can come up with 4 or 5 notes or beats that you can really remember, even if it's really simple, that's perfect. That's exactly what we want, something simple that you can remember. Okay? Great. Right, so the next thing we're going to do, we're going to try and put some words to our little tune. So, first of all, we're going to have a look at that page of the book again. And what I'd like you to try and do is write a little list of words that this page makes you think of. Okay? So you can still use some of those emotions that we talked about before and those moods. They can go in your list. They're great. But you can also now write down things that you can see, literally the things you can see. So you might say waves, that's one example. Or you might write down some of the colours that you can see in the page. Or you might describe what's happening, and say some actions as well. Also, if you haven't got access to this book, you can do this whole activity with any book that's one of your favourite books maybe, or to be honest, you can write about anything. You might just want to write a song about a place that you like to go, or a time of the year that you love. You can write a song about anything. So, have a few minutes just to write a list of interesting words from either this page of the book or from something that inspires you to write a song. Okay, so I hope you've got a list of words and some ideas. We've come up with a little list here. So here's some of the words that we've thought of. We have waves, dark, dangerous, exciting, scary, alone, gigantic, thrilling, awesome, motion, boat, storm, lashing, and crashing. So feel free to use any of these words as well. It's totally up to you. I'm going to use storm, dark, dangerous, and alone. And I'm going to fit that with my little melody that I came up with earlier. So let's see what that sounds like. So I'm going to say, the storm is dark and dangerous, and she is all alone. Okay? Let's see what that sounds like. So my tune. Okay. And then maybe for the second bit. Okay. So here we go. It will sound like this. The storm is dark and dangerous, she is all alone. And again, the storm is dark and dangerous, and she is all alone. Okay, so that's a nice little start to a song. That could be the chorus, the main part of the song that you sing over and over. You can carry on with my song if you want to, or you can do your own version. Now, I actually think it'd be really cool to do that same type of thing, but using BSL and your rhythm. So if you've been doing some percussion, you can pick out any words from your list that you like, and you can use sign language along with your rhythm. Now, if you're able to, you could maybe do your rhythm somewhere else so your hands are free. So I'm going to do this rhythm. Okay. But I'm going to do that with my foot. So I'm going to stomp, 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 stomp. Okay. And with that, I'm going to put storm, dark, dangerous. Okay. So that might look something like this. Storm, dark, dangerous. Storm, dark, dangerous. Okay? Okay, so I've made a start on my song. If you want to carry on writing some more words to my song, you can. So remember, I had the storm is dark and dangerous, and she is all alone. You could have a think about what line would come next, maybe. Maybe what line would come after that. See if you can come up with 4 lines, and then you're off to a really good start for your song then. Or if you don't have to use my song at all, you hopefully have maybe come up with some of your own ideas, and you can start to develop that and maybe come up with 4 lines yourself. And then that would be fantastic. You can call yourself a songwriter. Okay, so I hope you've had fun. I hope you've learned something. I hope you've found it interesting and got some new ideas of how to write songs. Good luck with it, and take care. Bye.